Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be covering what you can expect in terms of results, and then also realistic timeline of results. How long does it take you to see results? I'm going to be covering what you can consider to be not the best results in the world. When working with us, I'll also cover average to mid-level results, and then I'll also cover like awesome results, right? To be clear, these will be results that are not typical, but significant is what I'd say. I am currently screen sharing the back end system of the software that we use to track progress for clients. I'm just going to go through a few guys here who are updating what they're doing in real time. Okay, so these are actual paying members of Default Kings. We'll just pull up Kevin for a sec here, open up Kevin's file. I'm just going to click on his body weight here. So Kevin has been working with us since the end of April. He's worked with us for all of May and June. So about 2 months here. It's July 1st, the time of this recording. So a little over 2 months. And he started at 266. And you can see that at this point, about 2 months in, he's at 246. So down about 20 pounds in 2 months. I consider Kevin's results to be significant. This is awesome. Kevin's absolutely killing it. Next up, I'll just open Chris. Chris is 60 years old. He's a business owner. We'll just open up Chris's weight here. Chris has been working with us since the 20th of May. So he's about 40 days in. Started off at 283 and now he's at 263. 40 days in, losing 20 pounds. I'd consider that also very significant results. Chris is killing it. Just gonna go down the line here and look at Kaysen. Kaysen is 46. Kaysen has been working with us since the beginning of June. And again, we're at the beginning of July. So he's been with us for about a month. Starting weight here was 191 and now he is at 189. So down about 2 pounds in a month. He's had some pretty big fluctuations, which is interesting. This is what I would consider to be not the best results. Definitely seeing results like this is going to prompt the coaching team to look a little bit deeper into his file. Make sure that we're really crossing our T's, dotting our I's. And if I open up Kaysen's file here, just to see, okay, what can be an explanation for slower than typical results? One of the explanations for that is going to be not hitting nutrition goals. So if we can see here, every one of these bars on the day that is marked dark orange is going to be when he meets a nutrition goal. If it's not dark orange, then he is not meeting a nutrition goal. Again, somewhat interesting how on calories, he is much lower than we have set for him. Usually what I see is when somebody is significantly under the calories that we're giving them, they're typically overeating calories and not tracking what they eat, which again is going to be an explanation for slower weight loss most of the time. Another case could be, hey, these are all the calories that he's eating. He actually is tracking everything, but he's under eating calories. And there is an ideal calorie level, depending on the person, that you need to be at for the fastest possible weight loss. And if you're chronically under eating calories too much, then that also can actually slow down weight loss. Again, this would be an explanation for why Kaysen's seeing slower results compared to Kevin and Chris, who are down about 20 pounds already. But this is something that we're working with Kaysen on improving. One of the things that is really cool as well is that even if the scale is not moving at the rate that you want it to, there's still going to be progressions in other areas of fitness. For example, if we open up Kaysen's exercise progression, we see that he is progressing in strength in his cable lateral raise, in his chest supported back bomber, which is a fun exercise. Again, also increasing in strength in his dumbbell incline bench press. So Kaysen's increasing in strength while he's losing weight. And of course, we want to increase this rate of weight loss, so we're going to correct that nutrition. All right, going to open up someone else here. Let's look at Alan, who updated something about an hour ago. Alan is 61, and Alan has been working with us here since May 12th. So again, going on a little over 6 weeks. Started at 234, and he's now at 218. So down 16 pounds in about 6 weeks. I would say Alan is also seeing what I consider to be very significant results. Let's look at Austin here, who is 41 years old. He's been working with us here since the beginning of May, so a little under 2 months. Started off at 170 pounds, and today he weighed in at 162 pounds. So about 7 weeks, down 8 pounds. I'd say Austin's results are pretty average. These are kind of middle of the road. Not slower than usual, but also not extremely significant. Now let's look here at Mark Rhodes. Mark is 64, and Mark has been working with us for a while. He started in September of 2024. So he's about 9.5 months into the program, and he started off at 245 and got down to 220. So lost 25 pounds from September to February. Losing about 25 pounds in 6 months I consider is pretty middle of the road results. And as you can see now, Mark has been maintaining, slowly focused on gaining muscle since about February. And so from February to July, he has on average weighed in about 5 pounds heavier, which this sharp decline, maintaining and then slowly gaining, is a totally normal average weight loss graph over a long course of time. Now, something I want to bring up that is even more important to look at in terms of progress is actually the consistency. This is one of the measures of progress that we use here at Default Kings, is looking at how consistent somebody is being. Ultimately, your consistency is going to be a reflection of your default actions, being able to stick to it long term. And as you can see here, if I scroll back through the months for Mark, his consistency is off the charts. You can see it just on the sheer bubbles that are filled in. Right, there may have been a few days here or a few days there where he didn't hit his marks completely, but Mark has been consistent. This is what we're going for. When we see bubbles filled in like this, That's how we know that your default actions are changing and that you're becoming consistent, which is one of the other main goals of this program, on top of your performance increasing with the muscle coming on and the fat coming off. Now, just to give you another idea of what kind of results you can expect, on our website, we have posted some of our most significant results. Yes, these are cherry picked. So for example, we have Gavin, he's 50 years old, father of 5, owns a financial planning practice. He lost over 30 pounds in 12 weeks. Fantastic results. Another guy is Jim Williams, 7 years old, C-suite exec. He lost 53 pounds in 5 months, and he sustained it for 5+ months since after hitting that low end. Fantastic results. Another example of this is going to be Drew Hartman. He actually lost 119 pounds in a year. Extremely significant results. He's kept it off for a 1.5+ years since then too. One of my favorite examples of this is our client Rich. Rich actually lost 40 pounds in 5.5 months while having a kidney transplant surgery in the middle of working with us, where not only does that take a mental toll on a lot of people, cause a ton of stress, cause a lot of people to throw in the towel when they experience injuries or surgeries or anything like that, and just gain a bunch of weight back. But Chris both had the discipline through that storm because of the accountability and what we were teaching him on the biblical side of maintaining his default actions. And even though he couldn't work out for 6+ weeks while working with us, he was still down 40 pounds in 5.5 months.
What's up, gameplay?
So maybe not the absolute fastest weight loss in terms of total results, but overall an amazing story. And you see even Rich's family commenting under his interview. We're saying, "Let's go, Rich. Looking so good. Proud of you, brother. Praise God for giving you the strength to get where you are today. He never fails." And amen to that. And I want to show you just some more average results. 26.8 pounds lost. I mean, you're going to see some significant results. 54 pounds lost, seeing abs now. But 19 pounds lost, more so average. 17 pounds lost, more so kind of middle of the road. But you're going to see a bunch of those more so average results here. Also just scrolling on our website. Again, these are more so just guys who we've worked with who have seen kind of average level results. In this industry, it's extremely easy to focus on just total rate of weight loss as proof of results. And that absolutely is one of the fruits that we are going for. That's going to be one of the natural outcomes of the work that we're doing here at Default Kings. Rate of weight loss on top of the muscle gain and strength progress. But really what we're going for is the change in your default actions. We want you to be able to establish consistency and develop a stronger mindset and discipline so that you can carry this through long term. That is why if you Google Default Kings reviews and go to our verified reviews, people who have actually been through our service and are paying customers, you're gonna see a bunch of guys who, on the first month in and saying this coaching, the support, and the resources are amazing. You're gonna see guys like Scott who said, "Help me lose 16 pounds in my first month." Scott's crushing. And then you're gonna see guys say things like, "DK helped me achieve my goals in a long lasting way. I lost weight, gained strength, grew closer to God, and formed many positive lifelong habits." I'm very thankful for the DK team. Best investment of time and money I've made in a long time. We have 4.9 out of 5 stars right now. We have 1 4-star review. These are all from paying clients. One of our guys who gave us a 4-star review is Gary. Great guy, entrepreneur. Said, "I've enjoyed and been inspired during my 12-week program with Default Kings. It built consistency and positive habits for me that have become my default actions. I recommend this program to any man trying to lose weight, gain energy, and be a better man for the people in his life." Pretty difficult for us to give you an exact number in terms of success rate. Some people ask that question because, of course, there are multiple ways that we measure success. But again, of course, that's going to be weight loss, muscle gain. That's going to be people just overall feeling like they were satisfied with the service. But some of my favorite success stories are the guys who have lost weight through life stressors like Tony and really just been consistent overall over the course of a long haul, like 5+ months or something like that. Or Jim here, who kept his weight off through the holidays, 5+ months after working with him. Or guys like Vinny here, who's an entrepreneur who kept off 50 pounds for 2.5 years after being directly engaged with the program. So those are some of my favorites. I wanted to show you a little bit of behind the curtain in terms of actual results of people who we're working with. And of course, you're going to find a bunch of other results like that if you look us up online.